Yes. What's my take on that? Oh my goodness. The medical people have a point. You are exposed to parasites and that kind of thing, and there are good reasons to have stuff on your feet when you're outside. For example, not just parasites, but like sharp rocks, sticks, things that can injure your feet when you're out walking. But again, but your friends are also right in that for a long time there were no shoes or whatever. The larger question with all this, and it kind of reminds me when we decided to go barefoot in the studio, a couple people have told me that their doctors told them they should not walk around barefoot on a hard surface. They said walking on a hard surface is bad for their feet, and this is a hard surface out here, and that no one should walk around barefoot on a hard surface. It's just not good for the body to walk around barefoot, especially on a hard surface. I take great exception to that because I've heard this kind of stuff before, man. And when you say no one should walk around barefoot, as if like the human body somehow is not designed to be able to handle walking around, you have to have support because your feet are somehow, the human foot is somehow under par when it comes to doing its job. I think that's crazy talk, man, because you have to reconcile that with me. About 95, I estimate, probably 95 or so % of the time, I'm completely barefoot, or I'm wearing just those minimal shoes, those Vibrams, those 5 fingers. And that includes when I'm outside running, walking, whatever. I'm only barefoot or running in those shoes. That's all I do. So the question becomes, if it's bad for the human foot to be barefoot, or to only, you have to wear arch supports, if that's true, then why do I not have to do it? Am I just like some kind of superhuman? That's not true. It isn't true at all. And, Mary's professional. I keep using Mary as an example. When we started training, I had her doing that 5-point bridge where you're on your head and you bridge onto your forehead and try to get your nose to touch the ground. It was killing her neck, of course, because she had neck issues. So her doctor told her, she went behind my back and went to her doctor. Oh, man. And, of course, the guy said, she wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid yet, but here's what he said. You should not be doing those bridges. They're not good for the spine. And of course it's scary. And of course when you first start to do it, you're going to feel this in your neck. But he said, furthermore, no one should be doing that. You should not be doing bridging on your neck like that. That's just not good for your spine. No one should do that. And so, of course, I said to Mary, I said, if it is true that this is bad for your spine, and no one should be doing it, then you have to explain why I can do it. I don't have any neck issues, no headaches, and it's not just me. Thousands of people do this kind of thing. All over the world, people are doing this bridge on their forehead, nose to the ground, bridging like this and putting all their weight on their forehead. They're doing this, and what's the explanation? If humans should not be doing this, what's the explanation? And the foot is the same deal. Professionals, medical professionals are just taught in a certain paradigm. But as I've told the class before, you look at the foot, and if you know your bones, you can identify bones by just looking at them. You look, oh, that's a human navicular bone. Oh, that's a human talus. That's a femur. You can tell what it is because you can see bony landmarks. You can see ridges. You can see things called protuberances. They are where they're supposed to be on most people. Now, are there exceptions? Of course there are exceptions. But for most people, your feet, the bones in your feet are curved. So if you were to show me a cuneiform bone, first, second, or third cuneiform bone, I know what it's supposed to look like in your foot. If you were to show me a navicular bone, I know what it's supposed to look like. All these bones are curved. Now, what does that mean for your structure in your body if your bones are curved? As I've said before, look at the structure of any arch where you have the stones in the arch. The point of an arch is it gets stronger. The whole joints get stronger when you press down on them, right? That's the point of an arch. It gets stronger when you press down. That's how your foot is designed. So when you push down on your feet, the bones mesh together more because of the weight pushing down on them. The other thing is, you look at the bottom of the foot, nearly every human, I'm going to say nearly because there may be some exceptions, but I have not met one yet. We have plantar fascia, which leads from your foot to your heel. All that fascia is like a giant, but a small trampoline that stretches when you push weight. So when you push down on your arch and it does this, it stretches that trampoline, which returns force. So you step, it stretches and returns force, stretches and returns force. That's what it does. So given that as the structure of most human feet, what do you think it does? Imagine that you're under an arch, a stone arch. What do you think happens if you push up under that arch? What does it do for the arch itself? It weakens it, of course. So if you wear orthotics, you're pushing up on your arch. Now, of course, your muscles can rest when you do this. Of course, so it feels good. But what does it do for the strength of the structure itself by pushing something underneath that arch? An arch is not effective if you push a column underneath it. Columns work in a room like this where it's flat. Columns have to support it because it's flat. An arch does not need a column. Moreover, a column makes it weaker. And also, when you have that kind of a structure in your foot, if I'm right about that structure, then wearing arch supports only makes you weaker. It does not make you stronger. Yet, podiatrist after podiatrist after podiatrist recommends arch supports to help feet that are hurting. Just something to think about. You know, so going barefoot, the reason I do it is because it strengthens my feet. In this classroom, it's designed to be barefoot because it strengthens your feet. That's the whole point. Why did you put me on this soapbox? I have a class to do, man. but you need to, but I know, oh, that was a ploy. That was a ploy. But you need to hear this. You need to understand this because it's not just your feet or your spine. It's your whole body. It's a paradigm. It's not about knowledge. It's about how you view the world is the key. How I view the feet is what I just told you. You make your own decision as to whether you think you should wear orthotics or not. Right? All right, everybody. Now grab your ropes, man. Got to get back. Got to get back to sweat.